Shalom. I want to take a few moments and address some words today to our confirmation class, to our Ufraf couple, two groups of people in liminal moments in your lives, starting out in a new place, starting out a new thing, confirming yourselves in your Jewish identity, confirming yourselves in your new identity. It's not such a new identity, but as a couple together. And in thinking about what to say to you right now, I'm sure you're aware that your family, your parents, all of us, we're a little bit worried about the world that you are inheriting from us. So what can I say? What wisdom do I have for you as you confirm yourselves in our people and our faith? I think that part of what is wrong with our society today is that we need a project. We need a communal thing that will bring us together, that will unify us. We are a bit adrift right now, and that is when our worst tendencies seem to take hold. We spend time on violence and hatred, on hedonism, because we don't have something to work towards, something that will bring us together beyond the small identities and tribes that we have. It's one of the reasons why I do what I do with my life, because religion is a thing that unites us beyond ourselves for a greater purpose. It's also why I get really excited about NASA and space exploration, because this final frontier that I hope could be a uniting force for humanity, something that will help us put aside our differences as we reach beyond ourselves, beyond our petty differences, and beyond our planet into the stars. And I was getting all excited about the Artemis mission earlier this week, and I've been following it and thinking about it. I heard that they made it back safely, thank heaven that they did. But I was talking this week to a friend about how cool this was and like what it means for us as a species and humanity. And he was agreeing with me that it is in fact quite cool. And then he said, did you ever read what Rabbi Heschel wrote about the first lunar landing? And I was like, I didn't realize that Heschel had a thing about the moon landing. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, one of the greats of our movement, one of the great poets and prophets and rabbis of our day. I cannot wait to read what he wrote. I remembered reading something about it. And so I picked up the essay and I started to read. And he writes that we are in a great era of scientific and technological advancement. Science has pried from the atom forces of tremendous power that hold both promise and peril for mankind. Technology has developed vehicles that can be used to destroy the earth or search out the secrets of the universe. In this space age, Heschel writes, to a greater degree than ever before, we all face the dilemma expressed by Moses. I have put before you life and death, blessing and curse. Choose life. He continues in his essay to explain and write about what is so wonderful about space exploration, what is so incredible about the scientific advancements of his day, of our day to be sure, right? And also the pitfalls that come with this technology, that come with this power. He writes that we have brought we have brought science away from the grasp of religion, which we should all be thankful for. Yet, writes Heschel, it has become the handmaid of the state. And the state cares less about exploration as it does about power. And that we have to be worried about, writes Heschel. He says, while not denying the majesty of science and of exploration and questions, he questions the reason for it and the misuse of this technology. He says, I challenge the high value placed on the search for extraterrestrial life only because it is being made at the expense of life and humanity here on Earth. we do face this problem in our lives. These amazing miracles that we have in our world come at a cost. And they come at a cost often to the people who need us and need them the most. And there is a similar duality in today's Torah reading. Just as there are two fires in the skies above us, one propelling us into space and one propelling weapons to the ground, there are two fires in Parshat Shemini. One that God commanded be offered on the altar in order to sacrifice to God and bring us closer to God. And this Eish Zara, this strange fire that the Maddie spoke so beautifully about, this strange fire that Nadav and Abihu, Aaron's sons, offer, that then creates a fire that consumes them both. And the rabbis pick up on this fact that Nadav and Abihu are killed by God for doing exactly what it seems like God told them to do. So what's the problem with offering this strange fire that it led to such a disaster? God says, bring a fire, sacrifice on the Mizbeach. Then they did. What's the deal? And there's different answers that are given by different great Torah commentaries. Right? Philo says that it is that they were actually too zealous. They were too eager to offer the sacrifices, and God was worried about their zealotry, and that's why they had to go, because they were in too big of a rush to use this new technology that we had, this new sacrificial system, that they did it outside of the bounds of the law, and that was the problem. Sforno, one of our later rabbis, says exactly the opposite. Right? The problem was that they did it against the law, that they weren't ready for it, they weren't careful with it, they were too blasé about this sacred fire. And because they weren't respectful of it, because they were too casual with what it could do, it destroyed them. We see in the rabbinic read of the sacrificial system exactly what we're talking about. There is great power in the sacrifices. There is great power in what we can do. And that great power can lead us to closeness to God, to seeing the face of God in the stars, and it can lead us to destroying others and ourselves. What's the difference between those two eventualities? It's us. It's what we choose to do with it. Because one read of the two fires is that there's actually nothing different about them. The Eish Zara that Nadav and Abihu bring is the exact same fire that they're supposed to bring. The problem is not what, the problem was when, the problem was how, the problem was what they were thinking when they did it. And so the question is, what do we want to do with our choices and our decisions? Maimonides codifies in his laws of tshuva, laws of repentance, later after these guys, he says, every person is endowed with free will. If they desire to bend themselves towards the good path and to be just, it is within the power of their hand to reach out for it. If they desire to bend themselves to a path that is bad and wicked, it is within their power to reach out their hand and do that. We, all of us, have choices in our life. We have the little choices that we make with how we live each day, where we go, what we do, and we have choices in the big things, in what we do with our lives, what we want to be when we grow up, who we want to spend the rest of our lives with. These are the things that we have to do, because the power is out there. The power is also in here. Every single one of us, every single one of you has an amazing capacity to do incredible things in the world. You can do great things. We just have to choose what we want to do with those great things. And I'm so sorry to say to our Ufrif couple and our confirmation kids that the choice to just kind of be is actually a choice you don't get to make, because we need great things from you. We need you to do wonderful things in this world with your time and with who you are, and we know you will choose to do great things as you build your lives. Now, Heschel kind of bummed us out at the beginning, so I'm going to end with a more uplifting quote from Rabbi Heschel, because in 1972, he's asked in an interview, what message do you have for young people? Please, Rabbi Heschel, give us a message for the young people. And he says, I would say to young people a number of things, and I have only 1 minute. I would say to them to remember that there is a meaning beyond absurdity. Let them be sure that every little deed counts, that every word has power, and that we can do, everyone, our share to redeem the world, in spite of all absurdities and all the frustrations and all the disappointment. And above all, remember that the meaning of life is to build life as if it were a work of art. You are not a machine. Start working on this great work of art called your own existence. So, friends, there are great things for us to do. And there's nothing inherently wrong with rockets or AI or your souls or this community or the world around us. It is the choices we make, Harry, the choices that say who we are and who we are going to be. You have a great and amazing power. There is meaning in this world, and we just have to build our lives with the care and the creativity and the love that goes into great works of art. Build your lives as if they were a work of art. And if you need a reminder that that is something you have to do, then we've got your back. Because both our confirmation students, as well as our Ufrif couple, receive today a mezuzah. You receive today a mezuzah from the synagogue that you should use in your homes and be blessed to have it in health and hang it well. And this mezuzah is a reminder of our faith in who we are. This mezuzah, the words on our doorposts, if you guys can reference Pesach, so can I, right? That kept us safe in dark times, right? To cover our doorposts, to mark us as Jews, which you might think would be something that would make us less safe in this world, God forbid, but it makes us more safe. It protects us. It is a reminder of our history, of where we've come from, of who we are. And mezuzot are a work of art. They are something that have beauty to them. And it is a reminder of our artistry and the choices that you get to make every day when you leave your door. Choose life, choose love, choose to make this world into the work of art that we need you to make it. Mazel tov, friends, Mazel tov, and Shabbat Shalom.